Hello, my name is Rhonda Kitchens, and I'm your librarian at Big Bend Community College. We've just completed a big library page update, and I want to show you some very easy ways to go around it, to understand it. I'd like to show you a library catalog search and how to do it. Also, if we have time, and I think we will, I just want to show you a little bit about one database we have. It's called Opposing Viewpoints. I'll talk to you while I pick that particular one, but it has a great deal of value. First of all, this is how you find the library website. You go to bigbend.edu, you go to Academics, come down to Library, click here. Now, this will be the library page. You'll see it has components here. These are quick links. These answer most of the questions that we get. If you need to get a hold of us, contact us, understand what we're about, give us some feedback, book room 1801 or 1802 if you're a faculty member, get a hold of any of us. We have phone numbers, buildings, physical addresses, and everything you can possibly need to get a hold of us. I'm going to go back up here at the top. Now, when I was building this site, actually somebody asked me, why do I have library catalog and this is the library catalog? Mainly because I don't think that's totally intuitive for someone who's not a librarian, and they do different things. If you're confident in going just into the library catalog and searching, just go right here, put in your term and go right to it. The library catalog I have set up to an advanced search, and I'll show that to you later. This button should be on every page, and it should get you exactly back to this place. And if you want to go back to Big Ben, use this. I'm going to talk about the library catalog and Primo a little bit later. Databases A to Z is something else I'm still working on, but as you'll see, it's 89 databases. Now, when I say databases, this is something not unlike Netflix or Hulu that contains digital materials and different titles from different times and ages. Some are longer, shorter in color or not, and they all have different types of definitions. And if you look at Hulu and Netflix, they have two different search interfaces. So just imagine having 89. But the ideas are essentially the same. You're going to put in some keywords and it's going to retrieve you some search results. And this is essentially what each of these items do. I'm not going to go through all 89 of them today, but if you do have a subject, you'll be able to come here and you'll find the databases that are best for agriculture, for instance. And when I finish doing this, it will also have a best bet. They'll show up at the top. You can clear the filters and keep looking at different types. The database types may or may not be important to you, but some are multimedia, such as opposing viewpoints. And I don't think you'll ever need to know this, but if you want to search for a database, and suppose you're looking for the Harlem Renaissance or immigration, now we don't have every single word in here, but we're working on it. And you'll see right now, this would be a great place to come. If you put in things like immigration, migrations, economics, and business, some broader words, you might be able to find out where those databases are. Opposing viewpoints, we'll see the most popular databases are listed over here. Opposing viewpoints is the one I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to go back to the main page by just clicking Lib Guides. In this case, we have a section for research. This particular thing goes to the library catalog, but the library catalog, you can also do a journal search. You would use a journal search if you'd found something that has asked you for money. You're trying to figure out we have full text of the Journal of Popular Culture, or if you're in education and you want to know if we have a specific education journal and full text, this is where you would come to find that out. We have tutorials. There's a few classes that ask you to look for a book, and also opposing viewpoints tutorials. Those are housed here. Right now we have 4, but we're going to be building up that section as time goes along. The subject search is every one of the Lib Guides or guides we develop for classes, for events, or for subjects will be here. When you click this, it's going to take you in a place where you can search to see, for instance, if you have English 101, this is going to bring up the guides that go with a 101. You'll see we also have the names of the professors. You can put your professors here. You will go with Pitts. And the guides that have to do with that professor will come up for you. If you're looking for something else, like a topic, these might give you some guidance on finding those. This section will be one of those that will be getting much better as the year goes along. To get back, I'm just going up here to Lib Guides, and it's going to take me back to the home page. Citation and plagiarism, of course, is a support site for those types of issues. The class guides are also part, or the guides, the classes we pulled out of the subject search that are more specific. You'll see it's a very clean page, and we just have them listed right here for you. But if you also have to search, use the subject search, and you'll also be able to find them. Now, I'm going to go to the topic section. Again, this is something we're building. We have a section about our new books. Those are the books that are most recently arrived. Right now we have a New Year's resolution, read a book a month, 12 a year kind of going on. You could join in if you'd like to do so. And as we receive new books this year, it'll be added to this page. So if you're trying to see what we have here, be sure to go there to look through them. I'm hitting home to go back to other things that we have, such as this. This is a Wednesday webinar, PJ's OK. Now this link will take you to all the full schedule. We have some sort of basic classes currently. We have more complicated but skill building types of classes that you'll need otherwise, and some things that are good for professors, staff, or if you're just trying to learn more. Some of your professors don't bring you in for a library orientation. So this is our way of reaching out to you. And those that are online, we also want you to use this, and we have descriptions of the classes here. And again, we would love to see you in those classes, or hear you rather. It's according if you want to put up your video or not. Career Resources has the WOIS link set up to it that's connected to Big Ben, and we'll have some others. Open Resources is sometimes something more focused towards faculty. Again, something we'll be working on. Scholarly Articles, this defines a scholarly article and tells you how it sets up. It gives you the pieces. If you mouse over these, it gives you an explanation. If this is hard to read it over here to the left-hand side. But it gives you a very practical look at finding scholarly articles. And you're like, why would I need to know that? Well, sometimes when you're looking at your rubric or an assignment, your professor may say specifically that you should only use scholarly articles, or you should have one or two. And this will help you find out where they are, what they look like, and how to identify them. On the Events, Service, and Forms section, there's a couple things here that are actually important. If you can't find something, you can come here and request it for this piece or book or something to get to you. When it comes to books, sometimes it takes a little while. It's going to take more than probably 2 weeks in most cases. When it comes to articles, hopefully it'll be under 2 weeks, but sometimes we have a really quick turnaround, but make sure you at least have a week or two to work for in terms of articles. Now, this is our New Year's resolution challenge. We like to challenge you to read one book a month and just tell us about it on Facebook. You can also email me if you want to, Rhonda Kitchens, or put it on our Facebook page. I hope you will like us on our Facebook page. If you'd like us to buy us some books, graphic novels, children's books, or anything like that, or think we should have something in our Pacific Northwest collection that we don't have, let us know. Put in as many suggestions as you want to. Finally, we really do want to know, how are we doing? Are we helping them out? Would you rather we have something other, something to offer you, another program, an event, a different type of furniture, or whatever? Sometimes we're always looking at trying to improve our technology offerings. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what will help you out. We really want to hear from you. And this, of course, is from the faculty. So I'm just going to go over this right to top databases. So we have a blog now, and we're writing about what's really awesome about some databases, because we have 89 of them. So we want to make sure we're able to share some of them. Currently, we're talking about ProQuest. ProQuest is one of the most used databases we have at this time. So this talks about how it's awesome from astronomy to zoology, and it gives you some ideas of how you use it and what the pages look like and what's really awesome about this particular one. Now, if you're really excited about the database of the month, I will let you know ahead of time. The next one is going to be agriculture. And I bet you're thinking it can't be exciting, but you know what? It actually is. It even covers like growing fish, helps you out with gardening, also crops and marketing, agribusiness. I have to tell you, it's actually kind of exciting, but that'll be next month. Check back in for that. And this is going to be talking about our book challenge. Each month, we're going to have some sort of book talk that'll be in this section. If you want to give us some ideas or contribute or talk to me about it, I would really love to hear from you. This is the EBSCO service. We're going to change a little bit in the February, where you'll have something like a floating help tab over here, and but it's not here yet. So we have this form, and this should get you help 24 hours a day. So if not, I should be able to walk in, or one of the other librarians, and get a note from them saying we really need to contact you as soon as possible. But I tell you what, if you like us on Facebook and you send us a message, we often get those quicker than we get an email. And again, this is the contact section, and it's on every page. Now, I hope that wasn't really totally overwhelming. I just want you to know that we've tried to make things visible so you could find most of everything. Sometimes there's some overlap between some things, and that's okay. It doesn't make one thing better than another. It's just a different way of approaching it based on how you might use your words or how you're thinking about it at the time. This top part is a slider, and I will kind of go through that. And absolutely, I will take suggestions for adding content here. It starts out with hours. This links goes to our Wednesday webinars, which this is one of. This takes you to the databases A to Z. It's up here, but we want you to know this is living, thriving. It's available to you 24/7. That's right, you can get ebooks Sunday night when you're having a panic attack at 2 a.m. Now, Anatomy of a Scholarly article I showed you, but isn't this very attractive? If you're ever interested in some of the things that I design or do, and you would like to know what I use, I would be glad to talk to you about it as well, because sometimes you'll have presentations, and some of these types of things I use, like Canva, makes it really very easy. One of the biggest questions or the biggest complaints that the librarians don't hear, by the way, which is something we should hear, is that you can't find full text. And I'm making it my job the next 2 quarters to make sure I have everything around you so you know where the full text is. And this talks about 5 ways to find it. There's also a Wednesday webinar about it if you'd like to come to it. But this goes to a page that explains 5 different ways to find full text. But one of the key ways to find full text, I'm going to go back home here to the main page, is to make sure you're looking at a source that actually has full text, as that's what it does, and also that it has more than one page. I've actually seen people do that. So let's take a look at the library catalog. Right now, it's set up to land on the first page, the advanced search page, and you can search any field. If you don't know which one to search, you can just put any. If you know the author, you can put that in. Less is more. Usually if you know the title or the author, you can pick one or the other. If you're just looking for a subject like environment or immigration or something like that, use this. But any field is also pretty effective. If I'm just going to leave it here, I'm going to type in, you've seen some of the things I've been searching for. I'm going to type in immigration, and I'll press search. But you can also make some other changes right here. If you're here and you want to walk away with a book, select book. If you want articles, search that. Now, journals is going to be searching for the titles of journals, not the journal articles. You would go here. Sometimes in articles, you'll get magazine popular articles, newspapers, and more. I'm just going to select book and click search because I want to show you how to make sure a book is really here. I'm going to come down my search results, and this says available at, this is us, and you'll write down this Library of Congress number, and you'll search for it alphanumerically, JV, then you'll look for 6465, look for I, then look for 46, and then 2016, and you should find the book. If it's not there, let us know, because when this book is checked out, it'll read not available, and this is currently available. Let me show you something else that's really cool about this particular thing. You see this? This is also on most of our databases. The rule here for a citation is to copy and correct it. The Writing Center right in the library has a great guide, or go to citation and plagiarism on our first page to correct it. But when you click this, you have MLA 8th edition, and this is what you copy, incorrect, or APA 6. We are on the 7th edition, but I don't believe a lot of professors are using that yet. Usually there's like a 1-year sort of overlap. You'll see that between the 7th and 8th MLA, for example. But you'll be able to copy this, but please, again, make sure you correct it. But usually the book citations are the most easiest ones of them all. Another thing you could do, sometimes this will turn up a lot of ebooks. If you click held by the library, it will only pull up the books that are physically owned by the library. So this will have nothing but Library of Congress numbers. You'll see when I get rid of this designation, we have, sorry, my computer's a little slow. We have available online. So when you see available online and you click on this book on immigration should be something you should be able to get to 24/7. And I think this isn't going to work. We're going to see if this connects. If you saw, it said full text in opposing viewpoints. So I'm going to go into this and see if it connects. What happens here? If you cannot find the full text, you have two options. First of all, I, your librarian, would love to know. Write me at our kitchens. Like, I want to know all about these. So I need to work on this. But it's also give me enough information. We go back here. I know it's in this database, and I'll go straight to databases A to Z, and I'll get to it that way. So don't be helpless when you see things. First of all, be proactive. Let your librarian know it's not working. Second of all, realize that this is just a database name, which is in databases A to Z, and you'll also be able to find it there. I'm going to go back to see if I can find one that's in a different space. These are open access. This means you could almost find them anywhere, say like on the open internet. They may be available through any sorts of depositories, but they should be full text. And again, if you see something that's not, let me know. You can also change this to only electronic books. Suppose you just want to get to things that you can use immediately and the library is not open, and you'll be able to go through these. And I'll see where this one takes us. I don't know. I'm looking for the View Online section, and it is populated. It says eBooks EBSCO. This is one of our, you can also go to eBooks EBSCO on the databases A to Z link. It's going to take you here. It's a beautiful, beautiful service. This is the only thing you need to watch out for. If you go for full download, it's going to ask you to log in. That login isn't different. I mean, this login is your login. You're going to have to create it by signing in and creating an account with them. But if you go to PDF, it's not going to ask you to create an account. You can read it on your phone. And this is one of the most awesome things I like about it. See this? It says search within and search inside of this ebook. So if you're just looking for, I can't even think of a word, I'll just put in work. It'll go through and find out and give you a little snippet so you can see the context, and then you could go just to that page that has something to do with what you're working on. And that is the database EBSCO ebooks. You can find it databases A to Z, and it's also part of the ebooks that show up in our library catalog. Our library catalog is sort of like the physical library and the electronic library all together in one place. It's kind of like the old school library and the new school. And sometimes, like when you see the things that don't connect, that means I need to work a little bit, or we need to work a little bit more on our technology and updating things so that that works. So please let us know. I hope that hasn't confused you overly, because I'd like to show you just one more thing. I'm going to go back to the library. And when I say go back to databases A to Z, I'm referring to this. When I said, hey, when you see opposing viewpoints, this is alphabetic, you could just go to O, and you'll see that it's here. When I tell you if your search fails in the library catalog, but you land in EBSCO eBooks, databases A to Z, look under E, and there it is. It's ready for you to use. And as I'm doing updates, I'll make sure that these names are match the ones on the library catalog. It's kind of a project I'm working on. But in general, if you come to databases A to Z, as I work on them, you'll see descriptions here, and you'll also be able to search for the databases. In this case, I was able to put in at least Harlem Renaissance, so we know that a lot of the information's here, and I'll keep improving that, by the way. But we're here for opposing viewpoints, which is under O, and also over here in our popular databases. One of the reasons this should be popular to you yourself is because everything in this is full text. So if you just start typing in your topic, it's going to start giving you different ideas. Often it'll correct your spelling. And when you select it, it will take you to a page that has academic journals, images, magazines, viewpoints, videos, statistics. Very important if you're trying to make a point or you're in a speech class or you're really trying to define something clearly. Primary sources, interviews, audios, websites. This means the better websites that are already credible and have been reviewed. Sorry. Reference, and what is reference? It's essentially it's the Wikipedia that you can cite. It's respected. It's not changed in the middle of the night, and it's been peer reviewed. So usually these are things you can use. This, for instance, is an overview of the likes which you might find on Wikipedia, but you can use this in your work. It has been vetted, reviewed, etc. And sometimes it'll give you a lot of search ideas, laws, and things of this nature. This will have viewpoints, academic journals, everything's clearly separated out. There's just not 4, there's 255. There's 17 different viewpoints. Some of these are the more impassioned appeals right here. Primary sources are people that may have direct experience or interviews. Reference is going to explain what things mean, what is a sanctuary city, what is the DREAM Act, etc. And it has audio. So if you select one of these, you're always going to find full text. I'm trying to see. Some of these can be terribly brief, though. So there is a word count on the front page. I'll show that to you again. One of the most important things to see is, again, we have the Cite button. Make sure you select the type of citation you need for that particular class, MLA or APA. Again, copy and correct it, but it should be ready to go. You can listen to opposing viewpoints if you'd like to do so. I think it has a kind of mechanical voice, but it could help you do things while you're walking around cleaning the house or something. You could go through this. And this is actually a quite long one. This is indeed a scholarly article. You can tell from the references, the methods, and the other things it showed. But from this front page, you can see the number of words. Oftentimes, a student thinks they haven't found full text just because the article is so brief. It almost looks like an abstract. It may be no more than 2 paragraphs, which in many cases also means it's probably not what you need. When you're looking through the search results, you actually see a beginning and ending page numbers on some, but on opposing viewpoints, you'll see the numbers of words. So these are kind of, in the academic journals will be quite wordy, and some of these others will be much more brief. So the reason I would recommend this also, let's see if we go back to the front. If you haven't made up your mind, you can't figure out a topic or something about the topic, this has ideas. Usually the sliders, much like the library one, is up to date and it has you ideas that you can use. But it also has a place to browse the issues. And guess what? You have 477 ideas. And underneath these 477 ideas is a plethora of full text multimedia at your fingertips. So Sunday, 2 a.m., if your topic's in here, this is really one of the strongest databases you can choose. So I just want to make sure you sort of understand the library website, our services, our events, things we do. Secondarily, how to find full text, where it is, what to do when you reach a dead end. Reach out to us and also reach down and look at the different things on the website that may help you if we're not open, because we are very available to you, but sometimes I know we do our work way late at night before something is due. I do that myself, and it's okay. And I hope if you understand nothing else that the library is friendly, approachable, and if you see something you think we should change or do or think about or include, we'd be glad to hear from you. And reach out to us anytime you need. So have a great day.